I know it's been like 2 weeks or so since I last uploaded. I'm sorry about that, by the way. I had a little bit of a workplace accident that resulted in a concussion. You want to see how that happened? Actually, it's kind of funny, a little bit, maybe. Yeah, here you go. Don't worry though, guys. I'm good. I'm getting better. I just needed a little bit of rest and relaxation. I'm still not 100%, but I'm slowly getting there. Okay. Now, onto the damn video. Grand Theft Auto, a powerhouse of a franchise that's been around for about as long as I have, really. And I'm 26, so let that sink in. Throughout the years, we've been blessed with some of the absolute best. And I'm talking Grand Theft Auto San Andreas, Vice City, episodes from Liberty City, and so much more. We've also been dealt some subpar, really not great Grand Theft Autos like GTA 3 or even GTA 5. So today, I wanted to crack open the Wikipedia, okay? I wanted to collect all the data like someone breaching AT&T, and I wanted to see what the worst of the worst had to offer. And since I enjoy ruining my brain more than I did with Saints Row 2 weeks ago, I think it's only fair that we sit down and we talk about Grand Theft Auto Chinatown Wars. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. Side note, I don't want to hear shit about the quality of the gameplay, okay? I know you're gonna see the footage and ask me if I recorded this off a Dazzle. No, I didn't. I swear to God, if I get one comment about the gameplay capture quality, I'm gonna stick my fucking main vein in a wasp nest. But to be fair, I wanted to see if it looked better on the official mobile port, and while it does, Rockstar wants me to either pay $5 for it or get GTA Plus. Yeah, sure, bud. Okay. Don't ask me how I was able to play it either, okay? All I'm gonna say is that I support preservation of old IPs that aren't mass produced, and leave it at that. Apple can put these hands on the App Store for free if they want to get slick with it. Anyways, oh, that's not gonna come back to bite me in the ass in the future. Anyways, Chinatown Wars story is not the most appealing if I'm being honest. The game follows Huang Lee, a spoiled rich kid who travels to Liberty City to deliver a family heirloom to his uncle after his father's murder. Things quickly spiral out of control when he's ambushed, and he must fight through a web of crime, corruption, and betrayal to recover the heirloom, avenge his father, and survive the dangerous streets of the city. As you can see, the gameplay is extremely reminiscent of the old school GTAs with its top-down, somewhat diagonal view. And if I'm being honest, this camera angle is more nauseating than watching Case cooking while having a stomach bug. It's even worse when you start driving because it forces you to drive about as well as Jake Daugherty does. The controls are about as solid as someone's stool after a night of beer and Taco Bell. I was playing this on a wireless controller, I mean the native PSP controls, and while some games feel dated for a short period of time, this one stays dated for damn near the entire game. The fighting, awkward and just not satisfying in the slightest. It feels like I'm just punching air instead of punching bad guys. The shooting, just about as accurate as trying to piss into a water bottle while standing on top of an airplane. Another thing that I noticed is that there are little mini games that you do with various things in Liberty City. And while some of them are cool and I would love to see in Grand Theft Auto 6, there are some that are just flat out fucking annoying. You have these mini games when you go to hijack cars that see you either hot wiring it or using a screwdriver to jumpstart it. The worst mini game of these is when you have to match the numbers with each other. I must be dumb. I must be smooth brain. This fucking mini game right here just discouraged me from ever wanting to steal a car, actually. So if the whole idea was to prevent car theft in Grand Theft Auto, congratulations, Rockstar nailed it. You can also tattoo people for extra cash, and while it's not a flawless system by any means, it's still really interesting, and I hope that they put it in Grand Theft Auto 6. And there's also scratch off tickets, and much like tattooing, I would love to see this come back. You can even go to a gas station and make Molotov cocktails. Seriously, the level of immersion with some of this is actually really cool. And this is stuff that you could see on a GTA RP server more than you could the actual game. When it comes to the missions, I'll give it credit where credit is due because the writing here isn't too terrible. But there's a reason why these games need some form of voice acting. Reading the dialogue in this game can sometimes feel like the mad ramblings of an edgy 12-year-old, okay? And none of these missions I played make me feel any empathy for the protagonist or try to make me feel like I'm rooting for him, because he's just a smug rich prick. Here, let me just give you an example real quick. So, coffee? Very funny, but I better take Kenny's car back and tell him personally what happened to his exotic movie shooting team of hard men killers. So, I get nothing. Before you go, can I ask you a question? Were you an observer or an actress in the art house movie? Keep it in your pants, Huang. I doubt it's very impressive. Huang just looks so depressed, dude. He's like, oh, damn it, this. This is peak. Okay, Grand Theft Auto 4?
Big titties and
Trash. San Andreas. Oh, trash. Huang gooning at this chick who then gets her skull turned into a swimming pool? Grade A shit, honestly. All in all, I can see why a lot of people didn't like Chinatown Wars, and it stayed one of the more obscure Grand Theft Auto titles. It just felt like an overall downgrade to the franchise, and without a lot of people knowing that Grand Theft Auto 5 was around the corner, it caused a lot of concern that Rockstar had seemingly exhausted themselves on Grand Theft Auto 4 and couldn't deliver on a similar experience. And honestly, I don't blame them. I really don't. Grand Theft Auto 4 pushed a lot of limitations with the engine at the time, and it seemed like they had pretty much checked off every box you could imagine for a Grand Theft Auto game and more. But then they turn around and bring Chinatown Wars out a year later, and it just doesn't really have a lot of the same boxes checked as Grand Theft Auto 4. And I can only guess it's because it was made for the DS and the PSP, you know, this was only a handheld sort of game. And to be fair, this isn't really their first dabble into a handheld or mobile sort of Grand Theft Auto, because they made Grand Theft Auto Advance for the Game Boy Advance. And while they did make a huge improvement from Advance to Chinatown Wars, it still felt like it wasn't enough, you know? And it's also not like the story will be remembered for ages, you know, I literally hear no one talking about the campaign or asking for a remake or a rework of it. But I will say this, if it were to come out today and have changes to the gameplay, it would do okay on the Switch. But this is a retro game that feels more dated than it does classic. But now I turn the mic to you. Let me know down below what you guys want to see next. It could be either another GTA game, a game you remember from your childhood, whatever it may be. And while you're down there, be sure to smash that like button and emulate that sub button. Also, YouTube can show you my content free of charge. And as always, I want to give a massive thank you to the channel members for holding shit down and being patient with my inconsistent ass. Y'all are absolutely amazing, and I appreciate y'all so much. This is Sir Blackout signing off to never play this game again. Yeah, it's about as simple as that, really. Later.